Well, I don't think it's really much of an exaggeration to say that this week has been a roller coaster. No matter what investing market you were involved in. Unless you live under a rock, I don't think it's hyperbole to say that this week has been a massive emotional roller coaster. As you guys know, on this channel, we mostly talk about stock market investing, but when something as significant as the Bitcoin crash that we just witnessed occurs,
you heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. Zero!
I think it's important that we talk about it a little bit. The main reason I want to talk about this is because of my own educational journey that I've gone on learning about why Bitcoin crashed this week. Now, of course, it's all sort of speculation at this point, and there could be a million different reasons. Obviously, it sort of seems like it was a perfect storm of a few huge catalysts, but the reason that I heard Bitcoin was crashing and the reason why I actually think it did crash started and ended in two very different places. So today I want to go over a few reasons why I think the Bitcoin market crashed and exactly what we can do about it. So in short, I think there's a lot more to the story here than what meets the eye, and here are my 5 reasons why. Number 1, this is the one that I think we all know about that's been most widely published and what really set off the entire panic in the market. King Elon came in, techno king of Tesla, Doge father, however you know him and his 55 million Twitter followers all saw at the same time that Tesla was no longer going to be accepting Bitcoin. Now, obviously Elon Musk has a huge cultural slay. Now, obviously, Elon Musk has a ton of cultural sway, but it's so much more than just his pop culture sway. Because Tesla owns Bitcoin, and Tesla is a publicly traded company, and Elon was the one who announced that Tesla owns Bitcoin, naturally, anything that Elon says about Bitcoin is going to affect the price of it. So when somebody like Elon Musk, who already is super popular, plus has a vested interest in Bitcoin with his company and personally, announces something negative about Bitcoin, it's going to cause mass hysteria in the market.
Have you ever seen it?
But here's the thing. I don't think that Elon is as responsible for the crash as everyone is painting him to be, because there's literally no way that being as successful and smart as he is and having followed Bitcoin for as long as he has been, he didn't already know about some of the negative environmental effects of Bitcoin mining and the energy that the network takes up. So to me, making this announcement that Tesla would no longer accept Bitcoin for payments doesn't justify the 40% drop that we saw in the entire market all by itself. So while that was definitely a huge part of what happened, it's not the full story. And that brings us to reason number 2. Another huge piece of FUD, or fear, uncertainty, and doubt that circulated the internet was China once again banning Bitcoin once again, or so all the headlines say. Now, the truth is that China only banned financial institutions from starting or expanding their businesses into cryptocurrency ventures. The other thing is that China has, during every single bull market, come out in some capacity or another to ban Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. It's happened multiple times throughout history, and what we have to ask ourselves is not why is China all of a sudden banning Bitcoin all over again, but why are we hearing about it so much? Why is it causing so much fear, uncertainty, and doubt when this has happened before? We all know that the Chinese government would be uncomfortable with something as decentralized as Bitcoin is. And so the real question is, why is everyone hearing about this so much, and why is it causing so much market hysteria? Well, again, obviously this is not good news for Bitcoin, but there's no way that this piece of news, this headline, justifies a 40% market crash. Maybe you could argue that if you combine it with the Elon Tesla news, that it would significantly negatively affect the market, but I still think there's more to the story, which leads to reason number 3. Now, I'm no conspiracy theorist, and I definitely don't want to purport any false information or false data. Again, this is not financial advice, and I don't have a prediction of Bitcoin's price, but I do find this stuff very interesting. There is a lot of really good data, a lot of really smart people, and a lot of really robust storylines that point to big banks or big financial institutions, people with concentrated amounts of capital being tied to this Bitcoin crash and overall cryptocurrency market crash. And here's a few reasons why I think that some market manipulation may have been happening during this past week. First, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Goldman Sachs have all within the past week announced that they will be allowing their accredited investors, their highest net worth individual clients, will be able to invest in cryptocurrencies through the banks. And if you think about it, if you're a big bank who's going to sell cryptocurrencies to your highest net worth clients, obviously you want to make a profit. And obviously, if you have a lot of money to throw around and there's very little regulation against doing it, would it be tempting to artificially drop the price of cryptocurrency so that you can buy it at the bottom, watch it rebound, and then sell it to your clients for a profit? I don't know, you tell me. But it's not just that. It seems fishy that all four of those massive banks that control trillions, literal trillions dollars worth of capital would all announce that they are going to be offering products to their highest net worth individuals that involve investing in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, while we're simultaneously seeing the market tank by 40%. There are a ton of different statistics and charts and people explaining exactly how there could be a case of coordinated market manipulation going on and having gone on over the past week. I'll spare you all the details because they get super complicated, but definitely give market manipulation Bitcoin a quick Google search, check it out, and I think you'll find that there is more than a conspiracy theory's worth of evidence pointing to this possibility. We also saw a lockstep correlation with all other cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin. So although Bitcoin usually dominates and controls sort of the overall trajectory of the market, the lockstep that it had with other massive altcoins and other digital assets was unprecedented, pointing even more toward a coordinated buying and selling effort. And we also saw massive inflows and outflows of exchanges within very, very short periods of time, meaning that people were buying massive amounts of Bitcoin and other currencies and then immediately taking them off the exchanges into cold storage, which is typically a pattern only seen by people that are institutional investors, large hedge funds, large banks, big money investors. Okay, I'll hop off my soapbox on that, but those are three pretty big reasons why I think that the market could have all sort of formed a perfect storm that caused this crash. The last two reasons, stick with me, are a little more simple, but I think they're worth noting. Reason number 4 is that Monday, May 17th was tax day, and typically we see a massive reallocation of capital during tax time. People owing taxes to the government could have incentivized some selling of assets, especially if you saw that they were already crashing and didn't feel confident in their future. You might have sold some of your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies to pay your taxes. Although I don't think this is a huge reason, it does affect a lot of people, so it could have definitely contributed to the snowball effect that the other previous 3 reasons started. The last reason is one I wanted to end with, not because I think it's the most compelling reason, but because I think it serves as a good warning to investors in general. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, I think, is subject to a lot of over-modeling at this point. Because we've seen a fairly consistent pattern of bull market and bear market cycles since the beginning of the asset, which, keep in mind, has only been about 13 years, people think that they are able to identify exact patterns of the price movements, and they purport this knowledge all over social media, giving investors a false sense of security, making people think that they know exactly where the price of Bitcoin is going based on what happened in the past. Now, obviously, if you know anything about technical analysis, this is super popular in the stock market as well, and based on some numbers or charts or equation that you come up with, you think you know exactly where the price of Bitcoin is going. The truth is, no one could have predicted what happened in the past week, and it really was a perfect storm in a lot of ways, even if market manipulation was a big element of it. So if you're following all these people who are modeling the future price of Bitcoin and tell you they know exactly where it's going. Just know it's always smart to diversify your sources, never put all of your eggs in one basket, and never hold too tightly to one model, one indicator, or one investor, or one news source. I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency overall is subject to a lot of over modeling right now, a lot of over predictions, and I don't want any investors to develop a false sense of security based on overconfidence in the knowledge of where the price is going. My philosophy is to buy and hold for the long term, never allocate more than you're comfortable losing, and if everybody on social media or the market in general is predicting something is going to happen, most likely the opposite will. And personally, I don't think that the price of any of these digital assets entirely defines their value. And so if you're only in it for the price, then maybe you should spend some more time learning exactly about where you're putting your money. Hopefully this video helped. Hopefully this information helps you feel more equipped to understand exactly what's happening and helps calm some of the emotional panic that I know a lot of us are feeling right now. I know a lot of people lost a lot this week, and I just want to encourage you guys to not act on emotions, do a lot more digging and a lot more research, and hopefully some of the stuff that we've talked about in this video inspires you to go educate yourself more and more on what you're investing in. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Wall Street Survivor channel, and if you want to see more crypto content, definitely let us know because it's something I love talking about, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.